Once you've dispatched an order and the shipment has hit the road, there are two possibilities. In an ideal world, everything will go exactly as planned. Your carrier or company truck will pick up the shipment exactly on time, drive exactly the route you had planned, and deliver the goods precisely when and where the customer wanted them. In the real world, though, this doesn't always happen. Roads are closed, breakdowns occur, pickup windows change, customers make last-minute changes to delivery details. The possibilities are endless. As a dispatcher, responding to these changes is just part of the job. Tailwind can help make this a little bit easier by allowing you to track the status of each dispatch and make changes on the fly so that you always have an accurate picture of your dispatches. The dispatch list is the easiest way to get a quick overview of all the dispatches in your system. Let's navigate to the dispatch list using the left navigation bar. Like all of our list views, you can use the Active Columns button on the bottom right to choose which information gets displayed. Getting your dispatch list set up with the information you want will make it much easier to get a quick overview of the various dispatches you have on the go. You can also use the dispatch statuses across the top of the list to quickly toggle when dispatchers get displayed based on their current statuses. Turning them on or off will allow you to show that status in the list. Keeping the individual dispatches up to date is also crucial. Using the Open button to the left of the dispatch will allow you to open the dispatch record to display the details and the various areas of the dispatch record with information about the dispatch like shipment details and expenses. Most of the work you are likely to do with an active dispatch will center around the route plan, which shows the actual locations the shipment is moving from and to. The arrived and departed flags on the route plan provide a very basic way of tracking the status of your dispatch, allowing you to follow the carrier or company truck step by step through each location. While this sort of detailed tracking may seem unnecessary for simple dispatches, it can be much more useful for longer or more complicated routes with multiple pickups or deliveries. Most importantly, an order will not be able to move over to the invoicing or administration side of Tailwind unless all of its associated dispatch are flagged as fully delivered, simply by marking these flags here. So even if you decide against tracking each and every arrival and departure, you will need to flag the final location on the route plan once the delivery has been made. Toggling any of the arrived or departed flags will automatically mark all flags prior to it in the route plan as completed. By setting this very last one here, it will by default, once you hit the Save button, it will by default mark all other flags above it in the route plan. Sometimes a carrier is unavoidably delayed. Sometimes the customer needs the shipment to arrive earlier than they originally thought, or later. By editing the route plan, you can keep on top of these changes and also create a record of when shipments were actually picked up and delivered. To edit the arrival departure time for a particular location on the route plan, click on the location that is going to be changed, and then simply change the date here. To confirm the changes, remember to click the Save button. Note that the changes to the schedule in the dispatch are not the same as changing the pickup and delivery times in the shipment itself. This allows you to track what actually happened separately from what was originally planned, which can be useful for later review. On occasion, you may need to add a location into the road plan. Adding a new location can be handy for a number of reasons. If a road closure or traffic issue has required a major detour that you want to track. If there was an accident or truck breakdown, you may want to add the specific location where it occurred for auditing purposes. You may also want to add specific border crossings in the case of cross-border shipments, or simply add a location to track off-route miles. Do keep in mind, however, that locations added in through the road plan are not pickup or drop-off points. Adding picks and drops should be handled by adding shipments to the dispatch or order. To add a new location to an existing dispatch, simply click the Add Location button here at the bottom of the road plan. This will bring up a list of all locations in your database. If necessary, you can click on the Create Location button to create a new location. When wanting to add an existing location, use the plus sign next to the location you want to add. You can search for your location if needed in this search bar. I'm searching for my company yard location in Seattle. When I say go, it finds it, and I can use that plus sign, which now will prompt me to either add another location or return to the dispatch. Once I return to the dispatch, I can see that my location is listed here at the bottom of the route plan. And I now have the ability, using these arrows, to move it into the location I need it in. The expense area of the dispatch will track all associated costs related to this dispatch. When you first dispatched the order, you probably added a bill related to a carrier responsible for moving the load, or you have automatic payables working and they are calculating driver pay or owner-operator revenue splitting. However, additional expenses sometimes crop up during the course of a dispatch, which you will want to record on the dispatch. In most cases, these will all arrive as part of the invoice from your chosen carrier. So it might make sense to simply wait until that arrives before adding or modifying the existing amounts. In other cases, though, you may want to update the dispatch on the fly to track expected costs. For example, toll bills, pilot cars, or a lumper service. Either way, if the new expense is carrier related, you will want to add it as a payable charge on the existing vendor bill by opening it up, or if this is a brand new expense, like a lumper charge, you will add a bill in using the Add Bill function, allowing you to choose the vendor that is providing that lumper service for you. And finally, sometimes a shipment takes a more complicated route, planned or otherwise, before it reaches its final destination. Switches and drops are both ways of completing a current dispatch without actually showing the shipment itself as fully delivered. If, for example, the first carrier is going to deliver the load to a company dock before it's being picked up by a second carrier or company town truck, you would use a switch function to transfer the shipment onto a new dispatch. If the shipment is being delivered to an intermediary destination, but not immediately picked up by a new carrier or company piece of equipment, for example, if it needs to wait in a bonded warehouse before it can be picked up later, then you should use the drop function instead. For more details on switches and drops, check out our advanced dispatching article. Thank you.